David Wiley is a journalist, an author, big digger enthusiast, and he's got a new book out. And here he is. Morning, David.
Morning, Mark. Morning, everyone.
We will get to people asking questions about your model collection in the background in just a moment, but I've just mentioned you've got a new book out.
I have indeed, Mark. Here it's here. It's a big beast, monster book about monster miners.
480 pages, did you say?
It is indeed, yeah. It's much like the last one, and it kind of tries to put the reader in the cab of the machine. You can see there's lots of in-cab shots about driving big Liebherr 980-100s, so and various other bits of equipment. So a cracking Laturno out in Wyoming. So always wanted to photograph one of them. So ace.
The book, I can't remember the exact name of the book, but you do mention in the title it's Europe, Australia, and America, right?
Yeah, USA, Australia, and Europe.
And you got to all of those to do this?
I did indeed, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The highlight was actually going to America, and obviously on the front cover is a place, Black Thunder Mining, hence the cap. And I saw a picture from Keith Haddock about 10 years ago, very similar to this, and I made my mind up I was wanting to visit that particular mine site then. And so I managed to fulfill my bucket list, and just so happens this P&H 4100 XPB was working there. And as you can see here, that's a 100-foot coal seam, because the boom on that machine is exactly 100 foot to the pulley wheels at the top, and loading a 400-ton Cat 795F haul truck. Just unbelievable. I mean, anyone who's experienced stuff in the UK coal fields will probably see maybe up to 2 meters of a coal seam. That's about 6 feet. This is 100 foot. It just blew me away. Really good. And I've obviously got all the pictures. And it took a year between sort of asking permission to getting on site and then getting some of the reports published. So it's not a 5-minute job either. So I'm really delighted with the book.
These books, they're a real passion project, aren't they? I mean, to wait a year just to get permission to go and actually see the thing that you need to see, you've really got to be a believer in this, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Without a doubt. I'm really passionate about writing about large earth moving machinery and earth movers, etc. But I feel the books are just the next stage, and I really kind of call them the director's cut. Because actually in Graham Black's review in this month's Earth Mover about the book, he even says that I give him so many pictures and so much detail, there's only so much I can cover, whereas I've got a bit more scope to cover in the book. I mean, Earth Movers do a cracking job of laying out all my articles, but the book, as I would say, the director's cut, a bit like a film, when you see it in the movies, is 2 hours, but the director wanted it to be 2.5 hours. So the book really is a director's cut. You've got something like 16 pages instead of maybe 5 or 6 pages in Earth Movers, but it's full of big photographs. But also, if you really want the detail, there's 73,000 words in this book as well, and nearly 500 images. And the other thing as well that I really like in my book is that it kind of captures industrial heritage, because a lot of these sites, we talk about open casts in the UK, well, they're all gone now. But I've got 4 books that I've catalogued some of the important mines, over the last sort of 15 years. So they're kind of a record of our industrial heritage, and not just the machines that work there, but the people who work there, because there's a lot of quotes from managers and machine operators, even in the new book as well, particularly from America, who were quite happy to talk to me about how they feel about their work, their machines, what's great about a big drag line. There's autonomous bulldozers in there as well from Wyoming. So there's a guy in a porter cabin driving 4 dozers. He sets 3 off autonomously, and he's actually driving in the same cat seat that you get in a dozer, actually doing a bit more intricate work with like a ripper and things like that. But he absolutely loves it. He said it's more mentally taxing because you've got to, keep the plates spinning, if you like, with 4 machines rather than just the one. But really likes the job because he's not getting any shocks or having back problems sitting in a dozer, trundling over big rocks, etc. So the whole thing's fascinating. And the other thing that I discovered as well is, although the first Production set of autonomous dozers was supplied to a company called Wolf Mining down in Australia, which I covered in my last book. I hadn't realised that Black Thunder actually do a lot of field follow with Caterpillar. So the first actual autonomous dozers working in an actual operation, apart from Caterpillar's test centre in Tucson, was actually at Black Thunder.
What got you into this industry and the interest of all plant and equipment?
Yeah, well, as I kind of alluded to earlier, my dad used to drive Himax back in the day, and I had a couple of brothers who became plant operators as well. And I think my dad just decided that need another son in the sort of driving machines. So, and I was always kind of mechanically minded. So I became a mechanic. So I did serve my 5-year apprenticeship as an engineer. And then I guess because I didn't become a plant operator, I was always fascinated with them. Like a lot of people as well, I used to read construction news and collect all the posters, etc., from construction news. So I kind of got fascinated from that because my dad's background. And interestingly, one of the kind of things that I've never sort of mentioned because I've been going on my book for the last few weeks, etc., but Earthmovers has got a big poster in it. I think the first time ever in about 17 years the magazine's been running. And guess what? It's a big deal living from Wyoming, from yours truly. So I've gone from a teenager collecting posters in construction news to having a poster in Earthmovers. How about that?
Right, let's come back full circle. Let's talk about the book. Obviously, it's out now because you've got one in your hand as we speak. Where do people get themselves a copy?
Yeah, well, they can contact me there on the Facebook sort of website. I've got a dedicated site to my normal Facebook, so it's just facebook.com/Earthmoving Books. You can just send me a direct message from there. All I really need is an address, a phone number, and an email. That's because I use UPS to ship, and without those 3 things, it just won't go through. And I can then, if it's a UK, it's £9 postage. I don't make in on that. That's just what it costs me, post, pack, and send it. And the book's $38.50 for the book. So it's quite reasonably priced given the content on it as well. I mean, it's a huge printed book full of colour pictures, so it's quite expensive. And it's actually printed in the UK as well, so I'm quite proud it's actually printed in the UK. So yeah, £38.50 for the book, £9 postage in the UK. I can send it. In fact, I've got one downstairs just now. It's going to Peru today, so it gets posted all over the world. So that's why I use UPS. They can just do international posting, and they successfully managed to post out 300 books 2 years ago without missing a single one. So touch wood.